Okay, today I've got a very serious question for you, and I want you to stop a minute, let this soak in, and really consider it. Are you going to retire rich? Now, I'm asking this question to the 20-year-old, and I'm asking this question to the 50-year-old, or those even older. Are you going to retire rich? I want you to think about those years of retirement. So now you've paid off some of the biggest expenses of your life. Think about that mortgage and how many years it took to pay off that monster. And all of the cars. Finally paid them all off. And your children, you were able to raise them and send them off to college and pay for those costs. But now you're in retirement and you're thinking that the worst is behind you. Well, if you read this article, you better think again, because we're beginning to learn that the average American couple age 65 in America entering retirement will need $250,000 just to cover the cost of health care in retirement. Now we're not talking about paying their utility bill or putting gas in their gas tank. We're not talking about food on the table or any other cost associated with retirement. We're talking about strictly healthcare costs. $250,000. Well, how are we doing with that? How much do people have stashed away? Well, if you look at this article, you'll see that 3 out of 5 baby boomers here in the U.S. simply have not saved enough for retirement. Now, folks, I'm not great at mathematics, but 3 out of 5 is more than 50%. A significant amount more than 50%, actually. Think about that. This is the biggest demographical explosion of our nation's history. Baby boomers. Millions and millions of people. More than 50% of them don't have enough money stashed away for retirement. Now, this is a tremendous deal, folks, both for those people on an individual and very personal basis, but when you string all of these millions of people together, this is a tremendous deal for our country as a whole. Now, some of you may be thinking, I'm not in retirement. I'm still young. I'm still healthy. So what's all the fuss about? Well, I hate to be the one to douse you with the cold water, but here's your wake-up call. According to this article, Harvard researchers learned in 2007 that 62% of all personal bankruptcies were caused by health problems, and 78% of those who filed bankruptcy had insurance. So what type of Americans were filing bankruptcy in 2007? Was it the bottom of the barrel, those just barely squeaking above the poverty line? No, not according to this article. In fact, 2/3 of those who had to file bankruptcy owned their own home, and 3/5 of them had gone to college. So these were people who were intelligent, who had bright futures ahead of them, forced to file bankruptcy in the U.S. because of health problems. In fact, the statistics were so frightening that the Harvard researcher Dr. Himmelstein of Harvard went on to say that for middle-class Americans, health insurance offers little protection. And unless you are Warren Buffett, your family is just one serious illness away from bankruptcy. And it's no wonder. The research says that even those with private insurance had out-of-pocket expenses of almost $17,000. And those who were uninsured had bills of almost $27,000. Now, I don't know about you, but the average American family probably doesn't have that lump of cash just sitting around. And so you might be scratching your head and wondering, I wonder if this can happen to me. I wonder if this can happen to my family. Well, I want to introduce you to what's available at Head Start. Because at Head Start to Health, I care about your health. I care about your family's health. And further, I care about your financial future. And one of the first things I'm going to teach you is that your health and your financial future are inseparable. One affects the other. And so at Head Start to Health, we have a comprehensive strategy in teaching you how to protect your health and how to protect your financial future. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that in three ways. And these three words all begin with the letter C. So it's very easy to remember. First, I'm going to teach you the content that you need. Secondly, we're going to introduce you to the community that you're going to be a part of. And thirdly, we're going to compensate you for your efforts. And so first, the content. You know, we live in an information age. There are millions of websites available on the web right now with thousands and thousands of articles that can teach you all sorts of health related topics. But what I have encountered in real life when I go into a hospital are hundreds, if not thousands, of patients who are ill informed and not even close to being prepared for making educated healthcare decisions. And that might be a function of having this information spread out in a million different places. So, what we're going to do with Head Start to Health is we're going to bring in all of that content into one place, all of that most important information that you need. We're going to filter out all of the noise, filter out all of the nonsense, and funnel it in to the most impactful information that we can possibly bring you. The information that's going to save you money, that's going to save your life, and that can protect your financial future. So we have that level of great content available for you. The next concept that I'd like to introduce into the Head Start program is the idea of community. Now, if you are all by yourself journeying through this healthcare maze or matrix, one of the first things that you're going to feel is a complete sense of being overwhelmed because the healthcare system and the health insurance system is very convoluted, very complicated, and for most people, it's beyond their comprehension. You know, I work in the health industry, and to be honest with you, there are many things that I'm still learning. There are many things that I don't completely understand. And so when it comes to the health insurance industry and health care industry, you really cannot be on your own because being on your own, all alone, will inevitably lead to you making certain mistakes along your journey. And those mistakes are going to come with a heavy price tag. And some of you may have already experienced this with an insurance company, for instance. You have maybe not followed a particular protocol, and by not doing that, you have paid the price. They have not reimbursed you for not following a certain protocol, even though you didn't even know that the protocol existed. And so it's really a system of live and learn, or a school of hard knocks. Well, what if those mistakes could be completely avoided? What if you could speak to someone who had the same circumstance as you, and someone could guide you in what to do and what to avoid? Whenever we formulate this type of community at Head Start to Health, it's going to be a tremendous tool to you to pull this type of information from other Head Start to Health team members. We're here for each other. We're here for each other's health and here for each other's financial future. And so this community is going to be a tremendous tool to you, especially with the new healthcare changes that are coming into effect as this new healthcare bill becomes, legislation and active in the next couple years. You do not, and I repeat, you do not want to be on the wrong side of this learning curve. There will be new laws, there will be new protocols, and if you break certain parameters, I promise you there will be hefty price tags associated with it. And if you are all alone, and if you are not part of a community of people who are sharing their experiences and passing the word along quickly to one another on how to avoid these common pitfalls, you will be left out to dry. And so with Head Start to Health, we are assembling this community for that very purpose, to protect our members, to protect their health, and to protect their financial future. So this sense of community is extremely important, and it's something you should be proud of to be a part of this team. Finally, I'd like to introduce you to the last component of Head Start to Health, and that is our compensation plan. So not only do you have access to all of the cost-saving and powerful information that we have available within the website, not only can you connect with members all across the country to share that information, to help each other along in your own health journey, you will also have the ability within our program to be compensated to earn extra income. for each and every person that you introduce and bring in to the Head Start community. We believe that this information is so vital and so relevant for our times that we are willing to compensate you for your efforts. This information needs to be in every household, reach every American. It's that important. And so we have put together a very simple, very easy to understand, and very fair compensation plan. And I'll have a video detailing that compensation plan completely for you. But suffice it to say that these three components, the content, the community, and this compensation plan together in a package deal, I think represent something that you will not see anywhere else on the internet. And really, I think it's a unique opportunity. It's innovative. I think it's creative. And I think it is so vital to your health and to your own financial future. So I'm excited to offer all of these opportunities to you through the Head Start to Health program.